Hello, everybody. Scooney007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 11-12 Atlanta Braves taking on the 15-7 New York Mets. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between the Braves and the Mets. Braves took the first game. Will the Mets be able to even things out? We'll find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Leading off, the left fielder, Jorge Blanco. Batting second, the center fielder, Mark Koste. Batting third, the second baseman, Kelly Johnson. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Mark Teixeira. Batting fifth, the catcher, Brian McCann. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Jeff Francoeur. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Martin Pardo. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brent Lillibridge. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Tim Hudson. On the mound for the Mets, John Maine comes into the game with a starting ERA of 2.38. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 22 2/3 of an inning, allowed 20 hits, 19 strikeouts, and 9 walks. We're here at Shea Stadium, which gives nothing to strikeouts, a +2 to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Jorge Blanco steps up into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts it off. He's batting a .242. And here is the first pitch. And we are underway. It's a 5-3, column 5, row 3. We're going to start this game off with a range play. Now, on a range play, we're going to check the first number of the defense. And whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a double star 3. It's a fly ball to Church. His range is on a 1 to 5. That is a 3, and he'll make the play. And Church is 10 for 14 on range plays. So that is the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the New York Mets. We got Chavez out there in left field. Beltre will be in center. Church at right. Going around the horn, we've got Wright on third. Reyes will be at short, easily on second. Diallo will be on first. Molan will be behind the plate, and Maine will be on the mound. Mark Koste batting a .250, and the pitch. That'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. Now, that is considered a blank right now because John has not faced his allowed number of batters. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a split result. Now, on a split result off of the batter card, we're going to take a look to see if the pitcher is left or right-handed. In this case, Maine is a right-handed pitcher. So on the split result, we're going to look to the right-handed side of that slash. And that is a base hit past second base. And with that, Koste will get on with a base hit. So Koste will get on with a base hit. 1 out, runner on first. Infield will go to double play depth. Strategy roll is an 11. So the Braves are holding off. Kelly Johnson batting a .289. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Now, same thing if it's off of the pitcher card. Now, if it's off the pitcher card, we're going to take a look. Is the batter left or right-handed? In this case, Johnson is a left-handed batter, so on a split result, you're going to look to the left-handed side of the slash, and that is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. However, it's a ground ball to second base. Easily will make the catch there. And we will take a look for a double play. Ground double play makes it a 0. That is a 2. Now, one of the rules here is if the ground double play, if the die is greater than the ground double play rating, but less than the base run rating, the runner will advance. So it becomes a fielder's choice at first. So 2 outs and runner on second by fielder's choice. So now with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Strategy roll is an 11. Braves holding off. Teixeira batting a 207. And here is the pitch. And Teixeira, 6-6, column 6, row 6. Teixeira is a switch hitter. He's batting left today. So that is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, double star 4, ground ball to the shortstop. Reyes will make that catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and the Braves will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the New York Mets. Leading off the center fielder, Jose Reyes. Batting second, the left fielder, Endy Chavez. Batting third, the third baseman, David Wright. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the center fielder, Carlos Beltre. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Ryan Church. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carlos Diallo. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Damon Easley. Batting eighth, the catcher, Gustavo Molan. And batting ninth, the pitcher, John Maine. On the mound for the Braves, it's Tim Hudson. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 3.0. 1 win and 2 losses. He's pitched 33 innings, allowed 28 hits, 17 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Jose Reyes batting at 300. And here is the pitch. Reyes, 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. And that's going to start this game off with a triple to left field. And we start this game off with a triple for Jose Reyes. All right, let's take a look at the starting defense for the Atlanta Braves. We got Blanco out there in left field. Coste will be at center. Francoeur will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Pardo on third. Lilliebridge at short. Johnson on second. Teixeira on first. McCann will be behind the plate. And Hudson will be on the mound. Endy Chavez batting a 500. Strategy roll is a 20. Now, anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy die, it's a pickoff attempt. Hudson will balk on a 1 or 2. It's a 3. Nothing happens. Infield playing in, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1, hit by pitch. Tim will give a -6. That makes it a 0. The 2 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, power hit to left field to Blanco. On a 1 to 5, it's a single. 6 to 8, it's a double. 9 to 11, it's a triple. It's a 1 that's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, it's an RBI single by Endy Chavez. And the Mets are on the board. It's 1-0. They're going to say it's a steal attempt. So strategy roll is a 2. It's a steal attempt. That's going to make it a 19. Actually, that makes it a 16, sorry. And that is a 15 on the die in range on that. So it's a -2 plus the 1. So it's a +1. And that makes it a 16, and he will advance on the throw. So with that, Chavez will go to second. And here is the pitch to David Wright, batting a .323. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 9, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Blanco will get underneath it. And that'll be out number 1. Chavez, does he advance? We subtract 2 from the base run rating. Subtract 1. It makes it a 1. That is a 3. And the die roll is high. So he would advance to third if it was less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating. Carlos Beltre comes up. He's batting a .265. Strategy roll is a 19, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Fly ball back there to Coste. He'll make the catch. And once again, Chavez will hold at second. This time we subtract 1. Coste makes it a -2. So base run rating for Chavez is a 0. And with that, we had a plus, remember, we had a +1 to the base run rating when there's 2 outs. Strategy roll is a 10. Ryan Church comes up. That's standing pat. He's batting a .293, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1 to 12, that is a 6, and that's going to be good for a walk. So, runners on first and second. Carlos Thiago up. He's batting a .318. Strategy roll is an 8. That's standing pat, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Power hit to Coste. On a 1 to 8, it's a single. 9 to 14, it's a double. It's an 11. That's going to be good for a double. So one hopper off the wall. Coste will throw it back to Villybridge. That'll hold the runner. Well, let's see. 1 run scores. It's an RBI double for Thiago. We have a 2. We have a 1. Tells us to check the number 4 on the die. So let's do that now. The lead runner advances on the throw. So on both of these, the lead runner advances. That's Church. So Church being the lead runner now, he will advance on the throw. Two runs score. And now we're going to check, does Diago advance? The lead runner advances if the roll is higher. If the roll is higher than the trailing runner holds. Base red rating is a 2. The die roll is a 4. He will hold. RBI, it's an 2-run RBI double for Diallo. That's going to bring up Damon easily. He's batting a .357. Strategy roll is a 9, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, runner on second, infield normal depth with 2 outs. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Ground ball to the shortstop to Lillibridge. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on. After 1, it's Mets 3, Braves nothing. We go to the top of the second. It's Brian McCann, Jeff Francoeur, and Martin Pardo due up for the Braves. Brian McCann batting at .237, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, double star. Now, double star off the pitcher card. If you're playing the physical game, you're going to take 1d6 and roll it against the double star line. In the PC game, which is what we're playing here, it'll randomly choose it. It's going to be a fly ball to Chavez. And that'll be out number 1. Jeff Francoeur batting at .267. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a strike. On a 1-9, the 10 is too high. And that's going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. Base hit down the third baseline. And Francoeur will get on with a base hit. Martin Pardo now steps up. He's batting at .333, strategy roll 17, infield double play depth, and the pitch. That is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range, plus whatever the factor for the ballpark is. In this case, it's a 0, so we're adding a straight 10. That is a 17. That is a 9. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 2 away. Brent Lillibridge. And this is, I believe, we've seen him in 2 games. He did have a 1-run score. He did score a run. Strategy rolls a 19, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, double question mark, single on a 1 only. That is a 15. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, fly ball to Church. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Gustavo Molan, John Maine, and Jose Reyes due up for the Mets. Gustavo, first time we're seeing him. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a double question mark. Double question mark is the only result that we do follow when it's rolled. And that is going to be a double star on a 1-12. The 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Line drive to second base. Johnson will make the catch there. and that'll put one away. That'll bring up John Main. Main batting a 111. One out, nobody on. Infield normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Double star 5. It's going to be a ground ball to Pardo. He'll make the catch. Throw it over to Teixeira. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and we go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes 1 for 1 with a triple and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, double star, ground ball to Johnson. Johnson makes the catch, throws it underhand to Teixeira, and that will retire the side. And that retires the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Braves retire the Mets in order. After 2, it's Mets 3, Braves nothing. We go to the top of the 3rd. Tim Hudson, Jorge Blanco, and Mark Coste due up for the Braves. Tim Hudson, first time we're seeing him up at bat. Well, he's had 12 at bats so far, but no average just yet. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a blank. Hudson, 5-5, column 5, row 5. Fly ball back there to Church. He'll make the catch. And that'll put one away. And we go to the top of the order. Jorge Blanco, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Blanco, 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. Blanco, and that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's a ground ball down the first baseline. Diago gets it, quickly runs back to the bag, and puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Mark Coste, 1 for 1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-7. The 14 is too high. And that would be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side. So the Mets return the favor, and they retire the Braves in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on for Atlanta. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Endy Chavez, David Wright, and Carlos Beltre due up for the Mets. Endy Chavez, 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. And here is the pitch. Chavez, 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. Chavez, 2-4, column 2, row 4. Fly ball back there to Coste. Coste will get underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. David Wright, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 1. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up Carlos Beltre. Beltre, 0 for 1, and the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. Beltre, 1-6, column 1, row 6. Double star 5. It's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd baseline. Pardo will get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on for the Mets. As the Braves retire them in order, we go to after 3. It's Mets 3, Braves nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Kelly Johnson, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann due up for the Braves. Kelly Johnson, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Johnson, 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's going to be a wild pitch. So we're going to roll. No runners on. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star 4, ground ball to Reyes. He'll make the catch there, as Reyes will throw it over to first base for out number 1. 1 away. Mark Teixeira, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And Teixeira, that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. Teixeira, 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball to Dialgo. He'll scoop it up and makes the catch and puts 2 away. Brian McCann, 0 for 1, and the pitch. McCann, 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk plus. Now, walk plus, same as a strikeout plus, but we add 10 plus the 2 from Shea Stadium. So we're adding 12. That makes it a 22. That is a 10, and that'll be good for a walk. So they'll walk McCann, and strategy roll is a 20. It's a pick off. John doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show that off. And that is a 9. Nothing happens. So 2 outs. McCann on first, and Jeff Francoeur is up. He's 1 for 1. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-9. That is a 6. That's going to be good for a walk. And that's a second walk of the game. Martin Pardo, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 7. 2 outs, 2 on. And here is the pitch. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pardo, 1-4, column 1, row 4, strikeout on a 1-7. 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's going to be a fly ball to Church. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, but the Braves leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Ryan Church, Carlos Dialgo, and Damon Easley due up for the Mets. Ryan Church with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a base hit to Francoeur. And Francoeur will make the catch there. Won't be able to make the catch. However, he does pick up the ball, throws it to Johnson, and they'll get Church to stay at first. So Church leads off with a base hit. Carlos Dialgo, 1 for 1 with a double and 2 RBIs. And here's the pitch. By the way, strategy roll is a 19. Mets holding off. Infield double play depth and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a wild pitch. Now, on a wild pitch, we do have a runner on. On a 1-8, it's a wild pitch. 9, it's a passed ball. That's a 15. Nothing happens. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Francoeur. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Strategy roll is a 5. It becomes a hit and run for Damon Easley. So on a hit and run, all ground double play ratings will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half if we round those down. Lineouts become double plays, with the exception of an error on a throw. And if the batter would strike out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Easily 0 for 1 and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Fly ball back to the Coste. And that'll be out number 2. Gustavo, 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 12. That's holding off, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-7, the 19 is too high. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, ground ball to Pardo. He makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Mets will leave 1 stranded. We go to after 4. It's Mets 3, Braves nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. It's going to be Brent Lillibridge, Tim Hudson, and Jorge Blanco due up for the Braves. Brent Lillibridge, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? We're going to check Church's. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Right now it's a base hit. Church's error range is on a 1-5. It is a 9, no error there. And with that, Lillibridge will get odd with 8, leads off with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 13. Now we come over to the pitcher column on a bunt rating of a 4. On an 8-19, it's going to be a bunt. It's going to be a sacrifice bunt. And if you're playing double play depth, then that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Normally when you roll the @ symbol, you'll resolve the play using the ballpark card. In this case, it's a bunt attempt. It's a successful sacrifice bunt. Bunts it up the middle to main. The die roll is a 4. It's a good bunt. And that'll be out number 1. However, they do get Lillibridge over to second, and they're going to do it again. And then we go to the top of the order. Blanco will get the bunt sign. They're going to bunt it again, 4-4, column 4, row 4. Once again, it's the @ symbol, and it's a successful bunt. 2 outs, and Lillibridge is on third, so he's 90 feet away. Mark Coste, 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 3. Braves holding off. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, double start 2. Fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Braves will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. John Maine, Jose Reyes, and Endy Chavez due up for the Mets. John Maine, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-24. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. We go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes, 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that will be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, question mark 8. So it's a power hit to Coste. On a 1-6, it's a single. 7-11, it's a double. 12-15, it's a triple. It's a 17, it's a fly out. Coste makes the catch on the track. And that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up Endy Chavez. Chavez, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. And here is the pitch. Chavez 2-1, column 2, row 1, double question mark. And that'd be a double star and a 1-9. That is a 6. And it's a ground ball to Teixeira. He'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side. So the Braves retire the Mets in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors. And after 5, it's Mets 3, Braves nothing. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Kelly Johnson, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann due up for the Braves. Taking a look here at John Maine, he can face 4 more batters before he is considered tired. Kelly Johnson, 0 for 2. We do have some action over in the Mets bullpen, 4-4, column 4, row 4 at the ballpark. And that would be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Remember, anytime you roll the at symbol, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. In this case, we go to Shea Stadium, 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a base hit to left field. And Johnson will get on with a base hit. Mark Teixeira, 0 for 2, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 7, infield double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, walk plus. On a 1-24, that is an 18. And that'll be good for a walk. So runners on first and second, that's going to bring up Brian McCann. 0 for 1, walked his last time. Strategy roll 16, and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1-12, that is a 3, and that'll load the bases. All right, the bases are loaded, and here comes Jeff Francoeur, who is 1 for 1 with a walk. And the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 13. Braves holding off. Infield normal depth. No outs. And that'll be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1. Range play at the ballpark. And that'll be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5. Double star 4. It's a ground ball to Reyes. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. He can't make the play. He doesn't have it. And 1 run will score. Bases are still loaded. Teixeira will hold at third. And he would advance from second to home on a base run rating of a 3-6. That is a 2. He will hold. So the bases are still loaded. Reyes, he's 4 for 9 on his range plays. And with that, John Maine is tired. Bullpen for the Mets starting to warm up. Pardo, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. And the pitch. That'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, home run. On a 1-3, the 20 is too high. No grand there, and that's going to be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2. It's a fly ball back there to Church. He'll make the catch. It's an out. We're going to check for a sacrifice play. And roll 1d6. If less than the SF rating of the batter plus the MOD, runner scores, and it's hit to F9. It's a +1. That is a 3. That makes it a 2. He will score. It's a sac fly, and the Braves make it a 1-run game. It's 3-2 Mets. Mets are going to leave Maine on there. Brent Lillibridge up. He's 1 for 2. And the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 12. Braves holding off. And that is going to be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3. That is a base hit. And with that, McCann will go to third. However, he does score. He'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2 through 6. That is a 1. There, he will score. On that. So 1 run will score. It's an RBI single for Lillibridge. We have a tie game, and here comes the skipper to pull Maine out of the game. So the Mets are going to go to their bullpen, and they are going to bring in Scott. So Scott Schwolness will come in. He comes into the game with a starting ERA of a 2.25. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for John Maine, he went 5 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 2.89. He is responsible for Jeff and Lillibridge and Tim Hudson. Let's bring that back up for a second. Hudson. They're going to let Hudson take the hit, yeah. Strategy rolls a 17, nothing to do there. The Braves are going to hold off. 1 out, runners on first and second. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Home run chance on a 1-18. That is an 18, however, Hudson has a 0. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a pop-up, right will get underneath it. And that'll be out number 2. 2 away, and we go to the top of the order. Jorge Blanco up. Blanco is 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 19, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Shea Stadium. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a blank. Now, if you roll a blank off, if you get a blank result off the ballpark card, it's a rare play. So let's see what the rare play is. And it is a grounder to the shortstop who throws it in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop up the ball. Resolve play using a range check for the first baseman to see if he scoops up the ball. Otherwise, it is a throwing error on Jose Reyes. It's a throwing error on Reyes. It's a 1 base error. And once again, that'll load the bases. So that's the first error committed in this game. Reyes has committed 4 errors so far in this replay. Mark Coste, 1 for 3. Strategy roll is an 11, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double question mark, double star on a 1-6. The 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's a fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. However, the Braves leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be David Wright, Carlos Beltre, and Ryan Church due up for the Mets. And with that, taking a look at Tim Hudson, he can face 6 more batters before he is considered tired. David Wright, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-9, that is a 17, too high. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a double star 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Johnson, who will make the catch there. And that'll be out number 1. 1 away. Carlos Beltre is 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1. Possible error on a ground ball. And that'll be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3. Double, question mark 7. So it's a power hit. On a 1-3, it's a single. 4-9, it's a double. 10-13, it's a triple. It's a 1. That's going to be good for a base hit. And we are going to take a look. Blanco's error rating is on a 1-4. That is a 1. It's an error. It's a 2-base error. On that, Beltre will go to third. So the go-ahead run on third. Strategy roll is a 20. On a 1-2, it's a pickoff. It's a 9. Nothing happens. Ryan Church is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Possible error. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Double star 4. That's a ground ball to Johnson. His error rating is a 1-6. That is a 20. No error there. Are they going to try to score him? Yes, they are. We'll get the out at first. They are. So Beltre will score. And the out is at first. And the Mets take the lead. It's a 1-run lead. It's 4-3 Mets. Carlos Diago, 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Fly ball to Francoeur. He'll make the catch there. Excuse me. And that will retire the side. So, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on for the Mets. After 6, it's Mets 4, Braves 3. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Kelly Johnson, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann due up for the Kelly Johnson, 1 for 3 with a run scored. However, the Mets are going to go to their bullpen. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mets. And that is going to be Brian Strokes. Brian going to come into the game with a 2.0 ERA. No wins and no loss. He does have 1 save. He's pitched 9 innings, allowed 8 hits, 12 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Scott, he went 2/3 of an inning, a 1.92 ERA. 1 for 3 for Kelly Johnson with a run scored, and here is the pitch. Infield normal depth, by the way. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a strike on a 1-12. The 3 is in range. Struck him out. and that'll put one away. Mark Teixeira, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1-9, the 11 is too high. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That's going to be a base hit past the shortstop to Reyes. And with that, Teixeira will get on with a base hit. Brian McCann, 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. Runner on first, strategy roll is a 15, infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-7, that is a 12. The 12 is too high. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a base hit past second base. And Teixeira will go to second, and he would advance to third on a 3 through 6. There's a 2, he'll hold. Jeff Francoeur, 2 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Strategy roll is an 18. Infield still at double play depth. Braves holding off, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball to Reyes. He'll make the catch. And with a 6, the only play is at first. So Teixeira will go to third. On will go to second. He'll throw it to first on a 6. Double play rating is a +1. That is a 0. That makes it a 4. We take that. The pivot being second base easily stays at 4. And on a roll of a 6, the only play is on the batter at first. So 2 outs and runners on second and third. And that's going to bring up Martin Pardo. Pardo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI. Strategy roll is an 11. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-11. That is a 9. That's going to be good for a walk. And that'll load the bases. Brent Lillibridge is 2 for 3 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is an 8. Braves holding off. Bases are loaded. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1-16, that is a 9. Struck him out and sing, take me out to the ball game. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and the Braves will leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Diamond easily. Gustavo Millan and Brian Strokes due up for the Mets. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Shea Stadium. The Braves scored 3 runs in the 6th inning. It's 3 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. The Mets scoring 3 runs in the 1st inning, a run in the 6th inning, 4 runs on 5 hits, and 1 error committed. 13 hits between both teams. And are the Braves sending back out Tim Hudson? No. Hudson is done. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Braves. And they're going to send out Vladimir Nunez. Actually, they're going to send out Chris Rysop. Rysop will come out. We haven't seen him in a while. He gets the call up. He's only pitched 2 innings and had 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Take a look at the stats here for Tim Hudson. Hudson, who went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.47. Diamond Easily, 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. Diamond Easily 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 3-4. Sorry, column 3, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-6. That is a 6. Struck him out. Gustavo Milan 0 for 2, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball to Pardo. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 1. Pardo makes the catch, throws it over the horn to Teixeira for the out. And that'll be 2 outs. Pardo is 1 for 1 on his range plays. Brian Stokes. Stokes not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Reyes. Reyes comes into the game batting a 200. He is going to be pinch hitting for Brian Stokes, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-6. That is a 6, and that's going to be good for a walk. And with that, Reyes will get on with a base hit. Keeps the inning alive. Strategy roll is a 7. The Mets are holding off. Infield normal depth. We go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes is 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That's a strikeout on a 1-6. The 14 is too high. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Power hit to Coste on a 1-6. It's a single. 7-11. It's a double. 12-15. It's a triple. It's an 18. It's a flyout. Coste makes the catch on the track. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and the Mets will leave 2 stranded. We'll leave 1 stranded. After 8, after 7, it's Mets 4, Braves 3. We go to the top of the 8th. It's going to be Chris Rysop, Jorge Blanco, and Mark Coste due up for the Braves. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mets. As once again, they go back to their bullpen. And they are going to bring in Joe Smith. Joe Smith will come into the game with a 6.79 ERA. No wins and no losses. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brian. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.80. 9-1-2 in the lineup. Chris Rysop, Not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Jojo Reyes. Jojo batting a 1,000. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball to Reyes. He'll make the catch there. And that'll put one away. We go to the top of the order. Jorge Blanco, 0 for 3. Blanco going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, home run chance on a 0. The 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 4, ground ball down the third baseline to right. He'll make the catch, throw it over to first base. And that is out number 2. 2 away, and Mark Coste up. Coste is 1 for 4. Coste going to take the hit here. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. It's a ground ball to Diallo. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Mets retire the Braves in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Endy Chavez, David Wright, and Carlos Beltre due up for the Mets. And the Braves have a new pitcher on the mound to start the 8th inning off. And that is going to be Manny Acosta will come in. Acosta comes into the game with a 6.16 ERA, no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Chris Rhysop. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk and 1 strikeout, no ERA. Bottom of the 8th, 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Mets. Endy Chavez, who is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Also, Coste going to come out in center field. They are going to make a change. And so Josh Anderson will come in at center field. So that's the only change there. No double switch. Endy Chavez, 1 for 3. He is going to take the hit and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-4. The 14 is too high. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That's going to be a base hit past Blanco into left field. And Chavez is on with a base hit. Next up, it's going to be David Wright. Wright is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And they're not going to let Wright take the hit. And they're going to go with Ferdinand Tatis. Tatis will come in to pinch hit. Comes in, he's batting a 250. Strategy roll is a 2. It's a steal attempt. That's a 19. It's a 20. He's thrown out at second. He got caught trying to steal second. So 1 away. And that is going to bring up Beltre. Beltre 1 for 3 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a range play. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Fly ball back there to Anderson. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 6. Anderson can't get it. That's going to be good for a base hit. And he misjudged it, and with that, Beltre will get on with a base hit. One out, runner on first, strategy roll is a 2. It's another steal attempt. It's a 20 this time. That roll is a 5. Beltre will steal second. And with that, Ryan Church is 1 for 2, and the pitch. Beltre will get over to second, 1-1. Column 1, row 1, it's a wild pitch. On a 1-11, it's a wild pitch. 12-13, it's a passed ball. It's at 11, it's a wild pitch. And with that, Beltre 90 feet away, and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a base hit to Francoeur. It's an RBI single by Ryan Church. And it's 5-3 Mets. Carlos Diago 1 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Strategy rolls a 19, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Possible error, 1 out. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a pop-up to Johnson. His error range is on a 1-6. It's an 11, no error there. And that'd be 2 outs. Manny Acosta, now tired. Diamond Easily is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Easily not going to take the hit. And they're going to send in Luis Castillo to come in to pinch hit. All right, Castillo will come in. He's batting a .224. Strategy roll is an 11, and the pitch. They'll let Manny stay out there on the mound. It's a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a blank. It's a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball to Johnson. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So we do have a couple change. So Lewis, not Lewis. Diamond Easily will take over at second, and at third base, they are going to bring in Nunez to take over. All right, so Nunez will take over at third base. And with that, at second base, it'll be Diamond Easily at second. So 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors, and none left on, and 1 left on for the Mets. After 8, it's Mets 5, Braves 3. We go to the top of the 9th. Kelly Johnson, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann do up the Braves down by 2. It's 2 to tie, 3 to win, 3 to take the lead, and they are going to send in They're going to send in Billy Wagner. Wagner is going to come in for the save. He comes in with an ERA of a 2.25. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's got 5 saves. He's pitched 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Joe Smith, he went 1 inning, an ERA of a 5.72. Now, Wagner does have a special K rating. We'll talk about that when it comes into play. Let's take a look at the box score real quick after 8 had been played. The Braves scored 3 runs back in the 6th inning. It's 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The Mets, they picked up a run in the 8th inning. They scored a run back in the 6th inning, and they scored 3 runs all the way back in the 1st inning. 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. 16 hits between both teams. It's 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup for the Braves. Kelly Johnson, 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a run and the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a strikeout on a 1-8. The 15 is too high. 3 inside the range of the special K on a 1-5. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Mark Teixeira, 1 for 3 with a walk and a run and the pitch. Teixeira batting right. And that is going to be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6. Double question mark. Double stone, a 1-11. The 14 is too high. 4 inside the range of the special K on a 1-5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. And the Braves are down to the last out. Brian McCann, 1 for 2 with 2 walks, a run scored, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, possible error on a throw. That is a 1 on a 1-5. Struck out the side, 5, and that's the ball game. As the Mets retire the Braves in order, and the Mets win it 5-3. Final line score coming right up. So the Mets come back to win, and the Mets win a close one here. It's 5-3. The Braves, 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The Mets, 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Scott will pick up his first win. Tim Hudson picks up his 3rd loss. And Billy Wagner picks up his 6th straight save. Let's take a look at the stats here. Scott, who went 2/3 of an inning, an ERA of a 1.92. Tim Hudson, who will pick up his 3rd straight loss. He won 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.47. Manny Acosta, the last pitcher up for the Braves, he went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 6.51. And Billy Wagner, who picks up his 6th straight save, he went 1 inning, allowed and struck out 3, an ERA of a 2.0. So that is going to do it for us here at Shea Stadium as the Mets tie the series up at 1. So the Mets will improve to 16-7, and the Braves will drop to 11-13. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile as you catch the 7 train. And until next time, and remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until next time, I'm Scoonie 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.